Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. Your Excellency, Foreign Nassimbe, President of the Council of Togo, Excellency Mr. Joseph Boakie, President of the Republic of Liberia, Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo, former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency Professor Robert Dussey, Minister of Foreign Affairs, African Integration and Togolese abroad of Togo, Excellency Madame Aminata Touré, former Prime Minister, High Representative of the President of Senegal, Excellency Omar Touré, President of the ECOWAS Commission, Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassadors, Heads of international organizations, dear SRG of Great Lakes, Wang Shi, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It is both an honor and a solemn responsibility to address this gathering at a time when West Africa and Sahel stand at a pivotal moment. Our continent, rich in culture, natural resources, and youthful energy, face complex challenges. Yet, these challenges are matched by our resilience, creativity, and capacity for renewal. I wish to start by acknowledging the leadership of the President of the Council of Togo, who tirelessly is working for peace across the continent, including his role as mediator of the conflict in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Excellency, Mr. President, we salute your solidarity with the countries in the Sahel and the hospitality shown to refugees who have sought refuge and safety in Togo. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the security landscape is evolving rapidly. In 2024, the Sahel accounted for 51% of global terrorism-related deaths, according to the Global Terrorism Index. 6 of 10 most affected countries are in Africa. Attacks are growing in scale and sophistication, targeting infrastructure and protected areas. Yes, our understanding of these threats is deepening, and our capacity to respond is growing. Violent extremist groups are shifting tactics, forming alliances, and targeting economic lifelines. Protected areas like Park W, Arli, and Panjari, and the 3 border zones between Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, and Burkina Faso have become at-risk spaces, but they also represent opportunities for joint action and across-border cooperation. The human cost is real. Millions are displaced. Communities are disrupted. Over 14,000 schools closed across the Sahel, and more than 1,300 children recruited by armed groups. And these are painful realities. But they are also a call for action. Every child returned to school, every community rebuilt is a victory for peace. Defense spending is rising, with the $3.2 billion projected in the Central Sahel by end of 2025. This reflects the urgency of the threat, but it also reminds us of the need to balance security with investment in health, education, and climate resilience. Conflicts are increasingly resource-driven. Gold and other mineral resources in many parts of West Africa are now targets for violent groups, criminal networks, and global actors. Climate change intensifies farmer-herd clashes, displacement, and poverty, but it also presents a chance to innovate through climate-smart agriculture, water diplomacy, and green infrastructure. Regional mechanisms such as the Multinational Joint Task Force and the Accra Initiative have faced difficulties, but their existence reflects our commitment to regional solutions. This gathering offers a renewed opportunity to reflect, coordinate, and build momentum for collective action strategically and operationally. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, to reverse these trends, we must act differently. Military responses alone are not enough. Poverty and lack of hope are driving forces in a world of geopolitical competition which amplifies further the challenges Africa in general and the Sahel in particular are faced with. But the widespread and increasing poverty befalling Africa will be successfully addressed when we translate into deeds the recommendations of the Pact of the Future for the Future, widely adopted by the UN General Assembly in September 2024. Its main areas of focus are the following: sustainable development, peace and security, science, technology and digital cooperation, youth and future generations, and global governance. The Pact was complemented by the outcomes of the 4th International Conference on Financing for Development, which took place in July 2024 in Spain, also called the Sevilla Commitment. Once adopted, we are challenged to develop a common and collective resolve to implement these commitments over the necessary time until we obtain the expected results. We have to avoid the trap of adopting new commitments about the same themes over and over again without exhausting the implementation of the previously adopted. We need to agree the full implementation of these commitments takes time and sustained resources, and both the Pact for the Future and the Sevilla Commitment offer realistic and feasible frameworks we need to make Africa a continent of peace, stability, and prosperity, instead of being a constant threat to international peace and security. Ladies and gentlemen, in fighting and winning over terrorism, we need strategies that protect civilians, cut off terrorist financing, and build trust between governments and citizens. Traditional leaders, religious figures, women, youth, and civil society must be central to these efforts. At national level, it's time to think about inclusive dialogue that builds a common resolve to face together the challenges of the country, each part playing its role. This inclusive approach can heal divisions, address grievances, reduce poverty, and accelerate development. We must also strengthen cooperation between the African Union, ECOWAS, and Alliance of Sahel States. A united front is essential. UN Security Council Resolution 2719 offers a pathway for predictable financing of African-led peace operations. Leveraging it can ease fiscal burdens and allow states to focus on development and government. We must also confront the growing threat of drug trafficking. West Africa has become a major transit corridor for cocaine and cannabis and other drugs. Youth are exposed to addiction and criminality, but with the right policies, we can turn vulnerability into opportunities through education, prevention, and rehabilitation. Your Excellencies, peace, security, and development are shared responsibilities. No country can stand alone. We must move beyond rhetoric and forge a united response rooted in solidarity and shared experience. I remain deeply committed to promoting peace and security in the region. And I'm hopeful because I have seen the strength, the courage, and determination of African people. Together, we can build a future of peace, stability, and prosperity. I thank you very much.